During my sophomore year, I was a site leader for Missoula Alternative Breaks. In this position, I planned and executed a week-long service event for college students at the University of Missouri. My co-leader and I reported our weekly progress to Tyler, our executive contact, and a graduate student employed by the program. Tyler, as an executive contact, had all the skills at that time that I thought were perfect for that position. As an executive contact, Tyler was knowledgeable about service, reliable, and well-organized. But in addition to that, Tyler was the guy in the room that everyone wanted to be friends with. As a leadership figure, he was approachable. It was very evident that he had a high level of empathy and self-awareness. He was able to morph every Sunday night meeting to the energy of the group. He also was able to anticipate our reactions to any unexpected information. I remember at the beginning of the year, my co-leader had said, Tyler had a great sense of emotional intelligence. I had never heard that term before. I knew Tyler had something special about him, but I questioned, was it really what my co-leader had said, emotional intelligence? I decided to look a little bit more into the term. The Institute for Health and Human Potential defines emotional intelligence as the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as the ability to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. Emotional intelligence is a term created by two researchers, Peter Salovey and John Mayer. This term was popularized by Dan Goleman in his 1996 book, Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. In this book, Goleman summarizes the 5 components of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. I mentioned before that Tyler had an incredible sense of self-awareness and empathy. I could also see that he had very strong social skills. But as for self-regulation and motivation, I'm not sure that he had them. I bet he did, but I wasn't sure how those specifically fit into emotional intelligence. Through a turn of events in the semester, I soon figured out. That semester, I spread my time over too many organizations. This stress became really taxing on my mental health, and I needed to just take a step back from campus involvement. I made the hard decision to step down from Missoula Alternative Breaks, and this decision was the reason why I ended up sitting across from Tyler in the Center of Student Involvement. I left the conversation with Tyler with no uncertainties about my co-leader's earlier claim in the year about Tyler's emotional intelligence. Quitting was hard for me, and he could tell, but I did not question his high level of self-regulation and his motivation after this 15-minute conversation. Tyler gave off a comforting presence and a feeling that you could trust him. In addition, despite the fact that this news was giving him a setback, he remained optimistic throughout the whole conversation. The Harvard Business Review has hailed emotional intelligence as a groundbreaking, paradigm-shattering idea, one of the most influential business ideas of the decade. After my conversation with Tyler, I had no doubt about this statement. Every business leader should work at their emotional intelligence. It's not just important in the tough conversations, such as the one that I just talked about. According to Forbes, emotional intelligence is crucial for making sound, objective decisions, especially when pride and self-esteem are at stake. All leaders must face situations where their emotions make a decision seem better than it is. Leaders who have emotional intelligence are more likely to realize when pride and other emotions were influencing their thinking, allowing them to make a more rational and impartial choices. Emotional intelligence is an essential skill for successful management. So how do you better your own? According to Goleman, emotional intelligence increases with age. There is an old-fashioned word for the phenomenon: maturity. Yet, even with maturity, some people still need training to enhance their emotional intelligence. To enhance emotional intelligence, organizations must refocus their training to include the limbic system. The limbic system is the portion of the brain that deals with 3 key functions: emotions, memories, and arousal, or stimulation. The thalamus is located within the brainstem and is part of the pathway of information into the cerebrum, which is a section of the brain that is responsible for thinking and movement, which ultimately includes the decision-making process. With that being said, change won't occur overnight. A sincere desire and concerted effort is needed. A brief seminar won't help, nor can one buy a how-to manual. It'll take a slow process to continuously take away old habits or replace them with new ones. It requires patience, accountability, and honesty. But this project is worth the result of effective leadership, and a style of leadership that will be remembered, just as I have remembered Tyler's leadership over the past few years.